So let's look at configuring a firewall. We've talked about lowering our attack surface. We've talked about keeping our system up to date. Those are two very big components of securing our servers. Another one is going to be installing a firewall. Now, the firewall that is most common in Linux is one called IP tables, which is very powerful. But Ubuntu has something called UFW, or the Ubuntu Firewall, that actually it basically creates a front end for IP tables. So let's start by checking the status of it. So I'm going to issue the command. Let me boost this up a little bit, make it easier to see what I'm typing here. I'm going to issue the command UFW, or Ubuntu Firewall status. Status is currently inactive, and that's kind of a default, and that's not a bad thing because we really haven't allowed, or we haven't configured it yet, so we really don't want to turn it on and have it block everything because we haven't configured anything yet. So let's start looking at things that we might want to put in, or at least talk about how to. So let's do this. Let's do UFW, and I want to allow from, and I'm going to set a specific IP address. Let's do 192.168.1.10/32 to any, which is going to be any IP address on your system, port 22. And that's going to allow this particular address, 192.168.1.10/32, to access port 22 is SSH. So that will give us SSH access. Let's allow, since we've got Apache on here, let's allow port 80 and port 443. So UFW allow, and I want to allow anything anywhere for these. So I'm going to do port 80. And then I can also, and we haven't really talked about this, but if I do double ampersand, it'll let me double up commands. UFW allow 443. And that should allow both of those. Now, because I didn't specify anything, it goes ahead and allows them for both port 80, or for IPv4 and IPv6. And you'll see that in those two things that we just dropped down there. Rules updated v6, rules updated v6. To enable it, I'm going to issue the command UFW enable. And that's going to turn it on. Firewall is active and enabled on system startup. So now if I do UFW status, it'll show me what we're allowing. Allow to port 22 from 192.168.1.10, and then you'll see all of our other options there. So I can also do UFW status numbered, and that'll give me line numbers for this as well. So now I have a firewall up and running. If I want to disallow something, so it's UFW-help will give us all of our options, and let me actually clear the screen so I can move that up. There we go. Can allow, deny, reject, limit, delete rule number, insert rule number, which is important because these things are going to be run in sequence. All right, this gives you all of your options for it. So that's how I will set up and run a firewall. Now, if I'm having a problem and I need to drop my firewall, it's UFW disable, and that will take it down. Firewall stopped and disabled on system startup. So that's how I can manage a firewall just using that UFW. It's real quick and easy to work with.